Sunrise Chapter 1. The First Encounter. Welcome to my YouTube channel everyone. Timeless Tales Start Story. It was a quiet evening in the small town of Willow Creek. The streets glowed under golden lamps, and the air carried the scent of rain-soaked earth. In the corner cafe, a young man sat alone at his usual table by the window. His name was Aaron, a struggling artist who painted the world as he wished it to be, not as it was. That night, while sketching on a crumpled piece of paper, his eyes fell on someone who had just walked in, a girl with tired eyes and rain-damp hair, carrying a heavy sadness in her steps. Her name was Elena. Elena ordered coffee but didn't drink it. She sat in silence, staring out the window, lost in her storm. Something about her presence made Aaron put down his pencil. He didn't know why, but her brokenness mirrored something in his own heart. With hesitant courage, he walked to her table. "Do you mind if I sit?" he asked gently. She looked up, surprised, but nodded. They didn't talk much at first. Aaron doodled on napkins, while Elena quietly watched. Then, without realizing it, she whispered, "Why do you draw people who look happier than they are?" Aaron smiled faintly. "Because sometimes we all need to see ourselves healed, before we actually are." That was the beginning. Crescent Moon Chapter 2. Healing Wounds. Over weeks, they began meeting at the cafe. Elena was a girl with scars. Life had betrayed her in ways she never spoke of. A family that never believed in her, a love that abandoned her when she needed it most. Aaron never pushed her to share. He simply listened when she did, and when she didn't, he filled the silence with sketches of wildflowers, starlit skies, and portraits of Elena smiling in ways she didn't yet know she could. Slowly, her laughter returned. Elena once told him, "I feel like you're painting the version of me I've never met." Aaron replied, "Maybe that's the real you. Maybe I'm just showing you what's been there all along." The world outside was cruel, but inside that cafe, time softened. Cherry Blossom Chapter 3. Love That Blossomed. Seasons changed. Spring painted the town in colors, and Elena's eyes carried less pain. By then, Aaron realized he had fallen in love, not with who she had been, but with the strength she was becoming. One evening under cherry blossoms, he confessed, "Elena, I don't know how long life will let me keep you, but if I only get today, I'll still call myself lucky." Tears shimmered in her eyes. For the first time, she didn't feel like a burden to someone. She felt like a gift. They walked together through summers and winters, their bond growing stronger. But fate is rarely kind forever. Heartbreak Chapter 4. The Goodbye. One morning, Elena came to Aaron with trembling hands. She had been offered a scholarship abroad, a chance to study, to rebuild her life. "I don't want to leave you," she whispered. Aaron held her close, even as his own heart cracked. "Go, Elena, find yourself. Don't stay because of me. If our love is real, it will wait." With tears and promises, she left. Aaron stayed in Willow Creek, painting canvases filled with her absence. His art became famous locally, but his heart carried silence where Elena's laughter once lived. Years passed. Letters slowed, then stopped. Life moved on, but Aaron never truly did. Milky Way Chapter 5. The Return. It was nearly 7 years later. The cafe had changed, the town had grown, and Aaron now ran a small art gallery. On the opening night of his biggest exhibition, he stood nervously among strangers. Then, a voice behind him whispered, "You never stopped painting me." He turned, and there she was. Elena. Her eyes carried stories of distant lands, but they also carried the same softness he once knew. Tears blurred his vision. "You came back," Aaron whispered. "I promised, didn't I?" She smiled. "And when I was lost, your paintings kept calling me home." The gallery walls were filled with portraits of her. Not the broken girl she once was, but the strong, radiant woman he always believed she could be. Shooting Star Chapter 6. Healing Him. But fate wasn't finished with its twists. Aaron, though successful, was tired. Life's struggles had worn him down. Financial burdens, loneliness, the silent weight of waiting too long. His spark was fading. Now, it was Elena's turn. She sat with him through sleepless nights, encouraged him when he doubted, and reminded him of his own words from years ago. Sometimes we need to see ourselves healed before we actually are. This time, she painted his life with laughter, with love, with hope. Heart Chapter 7. Full Circle. Years after their first meeting, they found themselves once again sitting at the cafe table by the window. Only now, there was no sadness in their silence. Elena held his hand. Back then, you healed me when I was broken. Now, let me heal you. Aaron smiled, eyes wet. You already have. And in that moment, two broken souls realized something. Love isn't about never falling apart. It's about becoming the reason someone believes they can be whole again. Glowing star epilogue. Their love story wasn't perfect. It was messy, scarred, and full of pauses. But it was real, and that's why it lasted. In the end, they didn't just save each other. They became living proof that true love isn't about holding on tightly, but about letting someone go when they need to grow, and welcoming them back when destiny brings them home. Thanks for watching everyone, and please press the button of like, share and subscribe.